Hello everyone, welcome to our panel on Web3 gaming. Today we will look over the Web3 gaming market and the latest trends. So I want to start firstly with introducing the panelists. So can you please introduce yourself, your background, and what you are currently working on? We can start from there.
I'm Eren. I'm living in Istanbul here. I'm working with Spintop network in the company. I'm a developer. I write front end and back end, and sometimes I try to learn contracts, smart contracts. Before here, I was working in an exchange company that called Afexobit. It's an cryptocurrency exchange company. I learned the front end part when I was working in there. Then I intended to learn more about Web3, so I changed my company to Spintop. And after when I get to work with Spintop, I learned much more because there were a lot of problems to solve in Web3 area. So it was my opportunity to begin to get better and learn more. Before all of this, before Web3, I was working in an AR company. We were creating solutions with Unity, the solutions for actually the logistics or more like mechanics. I was working on a project to solve problems with elevator. For example, I was developing a AR application on it. And after that, I was used to Unity, so I changed my mind to work with Web3, not Web3, game development. I tried to learn more about game development, but in the end, I met Web3. So after I met Web3, I just wanted to continue with it because I love the idea. So it will decentralize us, and it's no trust, no trust. So I don't want to trust anyone or any company to share my data or do my process transactions. That's better. So that's my career right now. I'm working on Web3.
I met crypto first in the year 2014, and in 2021 I have sold my company in cryptocurrency mining field and invested all money in creating a game development company. My studio is doing Web3 games for a living for the last 2 years for our clients, and my name is Eugene. Thanks for having me here.
Hey everyone, I'm Yagmur. I'm in the middle of changing the direction of my career. I've been playing different kind of games in different kind of platforms since I was 4, and I always wanted to be in the gaming industry. So I started doing that by creating some blogs and about games and technology. And then I started working for NewGen, which is one of the most successful esports and gaming agencies in the world. Now, 2 days later, I will start working as a product specialist in Joy Game. I'm also a Women in Games ambassador, and I started to take active role in Women in Games Turkey. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you for your introductions. And it is Ali. I'm a young entrepreneur in Web3 space. Before our current business, Ratic, I was running a blockchain agency, was providing some design and development services to blockchain projects. And now I'm the co-founder and CEO of a blockchain-powered gaming-focused fintech startup, Ratic. So we are building a super app for mobile gaming. And that's me. So before we dive deep into the concept, the topic, I think we need to understand what makes a game a Web3 game. So what do you think, like, what are essentials of a Web3 game in terms of like social side, financial side, player-driven gaming, NFTs, tokenization? So what makes a game a real Web3 game?
I will say it ownership. Actually, in Web2, you are having an asset, and it's written on a database. But in blockchain, it's public, and it has transparency, and all the people know that the asset you own the asset. So that's the most important essence for me. Also, when you get the ownership of the asset, there are some solutions right now. Even we are working on you can rent the asset to someone else because it's gaming. So you can't play a game for a whole day, or you don't want to play maybe, but you own the NFT. So you want to share, you want to rent it, and you can make money out of it. That's true ownership, and you can share the ownership. That's the best essence for me in Web3.
Thank you.
Do you know what means RMT market? Have any one of you bought the gold in World of Warcraft? Yeah, me too. But why it's illegal? I mean that someone spend their money, spend their, time in game and grinded this gold, grinded some artifact, right? And they go on the third-party website and try to sell this gold and try to sell this artifact to get some money, right? And Activision is not paying him, but he spent his time in exchange of the subscription cost. And for some reason, this is not legal and this is not allowed in such games as World of Warcraft, in like League of Legends. People can't sell accounts, for example. And this is the question that, hey, if I spend my time in some activity, I might want to monetize it. So we all have like our jobs and we earn money for providing some value to people, either to your boss on a job, either to like your customers as a founder. But if other players provide some value to other players, why can't they be rewarded for it? And that's where Web3 comes. For me, as a founder game development studio, Web3 space it is an opportunity to fix some things in the Web2.
The gamers were already
If companies like League of Legends and similar stuff make in-app way of monetizing your time, does that make NFT obsolete?
No,
Because if that's the only way we want to have that.
I think no, because NFT is a form of warrants that you won't be banned from this game, because I think that NFT as a technology, it can be obsolete. Obsolete could be one of in-game mechanics that a game developer is using to implement this technology. Do you understand the point?
Yes, but I'm not saying the NFT will become obsolete, but usage of NFT for those purposes will become obsolete. And that's currently one of the biggest ways the NFT is used.
I don't think that it will happen because NFT also, in addition to other values, help to distribute the value of like you can sell your account on like OpenSea or on other platforms, and Riot Games do not need to support like OpenSea marketplace, and they do not need to create this demand for these accounts. They don't need to spend and invest money in it because the demand is already existing. So NFT can become obsolete because NFT is a form of distributing the value. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
Thank you
thanks.
for the question.
well, I think there are various essentials of a Web3 gaming, but I think the most gamers were already tend to some cryptocurrencies, etc. Like my friends say, MMORPGs were standing for them. The currencies and the metaverse were familiar with the gamers already, and we can give examples as World of Warcraft or Star Wars: The Old Republic. They were getting together with their friends and talking with their friends on some different voice chats and completing some missions to get some items and in-game currencies, and they were already familiar with it. And the games were standing as the metaverse platforms, as we say today, Decentraland, Engine, etc. But in a centralized way, of course. And owning items, ownership is one of the most essential thing in a Web3 gaming, I guess, because when you own a game, when you own an item in an MMORPG, for example, everyone who completes that mission can get the same item, but it's not something unique to the gamer. So, but in Web3 gaming, an item is unique to the players, and they can also move it to another platforms, etc. This creates an ownership feeling to players, and also play to earn is something very important for Web3 gaming, I guess, because the players were already spending lots of time playing the games that they are playing, and gaining something by doing something they like is something great, I guess.
Thank you. So, I totally agree with you. Decentralization, monetization of time and experience, like uniqueness are all significant points in Web3 industry. I just want to add something to it. So, I believe it is about like giving a person, giving a part of your product to your users. For example, if you have a business and you have a crypto business model, you have a token, and you are maybe giving your token to investors, giving your token to early believers, your community. So they are having it, they are getting a part of your business. And for example, if you're a game, so you are creating 1,000 unique pieces, NFTs. So if you give someone one of these pieces, they actually own a part of the game. So if the game gets more popularity, so like for example, if you like suggest your friend to play this game as well, your assets is also gets more valuable. So it is about sharing the what you have with your community, and I think it's a really significant point comes with Web3 beyond the crypto market, etc. So I want to move with the future of Web3 gaming. I'm a strong believer that Web3 is coming so strongly, and it provides some certain benefits, many benefits to both players and creators. So I believe all Web3, Web2 IPs will be killed by Web3 competitors. Do you agree with me? I think we can start.
I think there will be an adaptation process. Okay, there will be an adaptation process, of course, first, because not the technology or nor the people is ready for it yet. Because in our high-end computers, it's hard to access some platforms, some metaverse platforms, and but Web3 is something overgrowing, and it has lots of essentials in it. So it will be great for people to start using it, etc. And I would like to give an example about it. Back in 2009, World of Warcraft nerfed its Warlock and destroyed its build completely. And the players were very concerned about it, because the game company has all the rights about the game. Of course, it will have, but it's the gamers that make a game exist, so they should have a right to say in a game. And this happened in 2009, and since then, maybe earlier than that, players were waiting for a development like this. So I think Web3 will kill Web2 in a short notice.
I can disagree, because in the foundation of Marvel or Star Wars or such franchises like Lord of the Rings, there are a generation of boomers that was grown up on the comics and on books, on these stories. So and while Web3 is just a technology, it's for me is a way to implement one of the features. I don't think that Web3 games will kill Web2 franchises at all, because there's just a different foundation. Currently, we can see that most of players play Web3 game because they expect some earnings, because they expect some revenue over investments. While millions of people are playing like classic games like Star Wars on mobile, even because it's a part of a big franchise, because it's part of a film, of the like book, and so on. Because if some Web3 franchise like ours want to kill or like at least cut a part of this market, it needs to have strict plan. It needs like far more than just to implement the token in your game and then allow players to earn something. It needs a solid story. It needs a firm narrative, and it needs to engage people with true and really high quality gameplay first. And this is nothing about Web3 at all. So, yeah.
So, do you believe like mainstream adaptation of Web3 gaming will happen? So, this was the point I was trying to make. So, I really believe like mainstream adaptation will happen, and many big brands will also start using Web3 technology into their franchises, products, games, etc. So, do you believe that?
They're already doing it. Like we already can see some like tries, and what do I believe is that the future that you might like expect while you're asking if I believe in it, this future will happen like in a decade at least. But Marvel, Star Wars, and like Star Trek and other games will just start to implement Web3 technology as a small and minor feature to their games. But it still will become like the source of monetization, and the foundation will be still in Web2. It needs to like happen a lot of iterations on different marketing hypotheses, on product hypotheses, and brands need to test more, way more, before we can start talking about the massive adoption of this technology.
Yeah, I agree with Eugene. But first, I want to say that I can't say that I agree or disagree your idea. I think right now some companies are developing. I don't think I see that actually. I see some companies are developing some solutions for Web 2 to Web 3 solutions for game companies. They can create their own ecosystem as an ape chain. I will talk about that at 4 p.m. like 1 hour later. I think they are evolving to Web3 because you want to monetize your time. People are playing games for hours maybe, but they don't get anything. They're just spending time, and time means money today. So I think it's gonna be sure most of them gonna evolve to Web3 concept. Maybe we are not gonna call the concept as we call today, but in a decade maybe we'll see more of them for sure.
Yeah, I believe we need more like real success stories. For example, Reddit has a huge success with integrating some Web3 features into their platform, and if we get more successful stories like that, I think mainstream adaptation will happen. If not, yeah, it will not. Since like only success we could show to people at this stage was like market trends, like the market volumes exact, but they are unreal. They are all Ponzi schemes, and we need to show the real data to user to prove it really works. And I wanna move to the next question. I believe the biggest pain point of the Web3 industry, as the previous one I say, it was about the market. Like it is so market relative. So market affects all products too much. It's a new topic since before that it wasn't like that. For example, Amazon could crash in stock market, but it doesn't affect Amazon's business, right? They can ship, they can get the same orders, they can ship those orders, so everything can move positively. But in such business models with Web3 space, sometimes Web3 projects cannot like continue developing, cannot make their go-to-market, so they delay things. Their retention can decrease, their players of numbers can decrease, so number of players can decrease. So it affects business model too much, and it is the biggest pain point and the risk I see in Web3 space. So what are some biggest risks and pain points you see in Web3 gaming market?
I can start, right?
I can start with you.
I can say scamming projects. They are the main problem. Before, like 2 years ago at the bull run, we saw many projects, and they're now all dead. That harmed the ecosystem. So people are not believing that Web3 is going to be a next step for gaming ecosystem. But there is something new. So when there is something new, people are trying to get some money out of it by lying to people, or publishing some scammy project just for money. So in the future, they are going to be so less, because the professionals are going to be on the market. So we'll see more of them. But I think we'll still have scammy projects for the next bull run, maybe. That harms.
Thank you.
Lack of value. I mean that I have a project which is fundraising right now. He makes promises to his audience that buy our land and it will be scarce when we'll have like 1 million players. Buy our NFT items and you will be able to become like one of the strongest player on our servers. It's not bad to make promises, but the first problem is that, as you said, some of projects do not fulfill these promises. Second is that the development phase is going like too long. So players' expectations that it will happen a very few time between when the promises was made and when the game will be released. And if they buy like NFT card today, they will be wanting to play with this NFT card at least in a 6 months horizon. But most of the game development process is going like 2 years, maybe more. And this is the problem, that players' expectations are high and developers cannot fulfill them, even they will try as hard as they can. And the third is that maybe the developers need to find other way of fundraising rather than creating an investor expectations and fulfilling or not with them. So I think this lack of value of NFTs itself today hurting a lot to the industry, because people just won't believe it in the future, and market will need to take more time to recover in the future.
Thank you.
I will have another point of view for these kind of games. First of all, the adaptation process can be hard for the gamers because they are used to playing games on the platforms that they choose, and it will take some time for them to change it completely. So there will be an adaptation process, and also they are tend to see some AAA games in the gaming industry, and they expect to see excellent graphics, gameplay, stories, etc. I think Web3 games has a little bit more has to be a little bit more efficient in this way.
Thank you. So I want to ask one last question. Then we can get a question from the community. So what do you think it is the next destination for Web3 gaming? For example, a bull market can approach in a short time. Meta is onboarding many people into Web3 space. Twitter says they will do it. Reddit do it. So we haven't seen that much crowd in Web3 space, and many people are getting on board into the space. So what we will see, what will be the next big trend when they come here, or what do you think? What do you feel about the future of Web3 gaming?
As I said, I'm going to talk about app chains. So the game companies can decide to create their own app chain. So as an hub, they will have all the products in the hub. So this app chain will communicate with the main blockchain. They will be already on the mainnet, connected to the mainnet. This could be the next step for maybe Web3 gaming.
So
It will be the opportunity of trust, maybe.
So you are saying the studios will create their own hubs?
Yes.
Okay.
And they're going to be all on the chain.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe next step is this.
Thank you.
Yeah, search for app chains.
We're all gonna die. Not really.
Hope so.
I've been there. Like back in 2017, and there was a huge hype. Like ICOs was booming like crazy. So I remember EOS raised $4 billion during the ICO during the 4 years, I guess. There was a project, friends of mine called SOM. This is you remember this project, right? Cool. They raised $40 million. Today, almost no one remembers them, but they actually built the product itself. So, and this was strange. So, if you don't have money for the next 24 months or for operational costs to cover them, it might be really bad for you to still keep yourself in this market, because there was a huge hype, and the price of Bitcoin, of all cryptocurrencies, raised to the skies, and it needs to be a correction here. And I believe that, like most of analytics told that we are going to go to like $12,000 for Bitcoin. It's not a financial advice, but I believe we'll see the price of 8,000 even. And it will be scary, not just for game developers, but for whole market. Yeah. 7? 0? No, not 0, because cryptocurrency itself and NFTs and all the market brings a lot of value to people, and it's just a matter of like time of adoption. I prepared a presentation for one of my clients, and according to analytics, an average worldwide around 10% crypto adoption. So 10% of world's population have their crypto wallets. In China, it's 5.7%. People have crypto wallets. In Western Europe and in America, more people, of course. But the point is that if you talk about trends, you need to invest in potential. So the trend is seeing which project will have the most potential in the perspective of the next 2-5 years. And currently, venture funds stop their investments because of hype, and they stop investment even in the projects who are operating today and have operational revenue. They mostly invest in projects who have a lot of potential in terms of next 5 years. And this is, I think, to my opinion, one of the most trending thing in this market today.
Thank you.
Well, I think next step should include some AAA games, as I said, because today almost every gamer has access to AAA games, and they expect to see, as I said before, excellent graphics and better gameplay, etc. And I think the enterprise of the big companies, big gaming companies, should be a great milestone for Web3 gaming too. That's all I can say.
Thank you. So, in my opinion, this bear market gave people their lesson. So, all founders and investors, like personal investors, now understand that hype won't work, and you shouldn't invest in a project just to just you see undocs team in the website. It's a cool website. Yeah, I need to invest. So it will not work anymore. And even a bull market comes. I don't believe the hype won't work and the hype won't happen, since we get our lesson. And I believe the next big projects, the next big Web3 brands will be brands such doesn't use topics like words like blockchain, NFTs, crypto. So I think they will have experiences like their Web2 competitors. They have their voice, they have their words, they have their experiences, but they will have the benefits, they will have the features of blockchain in the background. So that's what I hope. And this was the last question. Now we can get questions if you have any. Sure.
First of all, it's misconception that Web3 is next step in Web2. It's basically just some misspelling somebody said. There is actually draft for official Web3 that has the privacy settings included. Okay, and generally every project I ever heard about Web3 it's hype. Is that all we do? Unless there's hype, the project is not good? No, there are a lot of projects that they're generally good, but they don't need hype because they're good. They help humanity and so on. And also, generally, the largest enthusiasts of Web3 don't mention the problems we have with Web3. We worked 20 years to make computers faster, to make APIs faster, everything faster, cheaper, and less storage, less environmental impact. And now the Web3 comes and put us back 20 years ago. Generally, we don't speak about those problems. If Web3 does want to be included in real life, it has to be at least as good as Web2, then to progress later. And not, we fixed some mistakes and we created 100 more. So that can be next step.
So what's your question in one sentence? So
I have no idea. Yeah, when will we start fixing problems Web3 have?
Confess.
So are there anyone who wants to answer?
Yeah. If I understood right, so what you're telling is that you're not satisfied with the quality of games that Web3 game developers are offering to the mass market, right?
Yes.
Cool, and that's true because, to my opinion, all the hustle looks like that there was a bunch of marketeers that was testing some ideas, that was testing their creatives, and once they found out that, hey, let's sell NFTs and just create a test page on Steam, let's say, right? And to test how many people will take the bite.
Literally.
And the world took this bite. And
okay, one more question. Generally, blockchain is really awesome. It has a lot of stuff. When will we start implementing that technology to, for example, bills, police punishments, I don't know, things like that, ownership to the house? When will they adopt that technology? Because that would be awesome because we wouldn't have more papers. Yeah. That would be good implementation.
And that's what I'm about to tell, that this was a great test of this idea, but the question is what we are going to do with the technology. And we understand, world might need this and the world might want this. Okay, so we need to take the technology of what have value and do something with it.
Yeah.
And what we are going to do is this is the main question.
Yeah. Right, that's it. Thank you.
This answers your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other questions?
1, 2. Okay. My question is, firstly, do you agree or disagree that Web3 games they focus on more investors, not players? And as I think, we as developers need to focus on players and not to say a player to buy NFT to play a game, but just to release a game and tell him just download a game and play it and you earn money. And I think we need to focus on players finally. And to think how to make to make profit from a game using free-to-play model. And do you agree with it, with that, or disagree?
I can start. You are a developer. I'm a developer. We are such people who develops real products. We are dogs people. You have a LinkedIn. I have a LinkedIn. So we are all transparent. But those people who was focusing on investors, not players, they weren't here for providing a good game, providing a fun. They were just scams. They were just blockchain-backed, blockchain-focused founders. I think the next step for Web3 gaming is Web3 games who was built by actual gamers. I'm someone who spent years with games. Maybe like if Mountain Blade never exists, I would be like working at the Google. I would be like CEO of billion-dollar company. So I'm a passionate gamer, and I am doing it. I'm working in this area. And if you develop Web3 game products, I think it will be also focusing on players, providing good fun. But yeah, like this is the biggest problem. We are not same people with them. They are some other people. They are underdogs. They are not transparent. They don't have LinkedIn. They don't say like their background. They never played game. I work with such people in my agency, the agency I was running before this project. So we have developed many games for them, many game projects. They aren't after the game. They haven't. For example, they were waiting for a game for 3 months. They said, "Where is our game? Where is our game? Where is it?" And we sent the game. They never tried. The founders, there are 3 founders, 3 co-founders. They never tried the game. But yeah, they are not playing. They are just here. They just want the game to publish in the Discord to get the community's like feedback. So
just talking about this, that's actually the philosophy of it. I mean, it's not for the gamers. It's just for investors, and the problems actually arise from that.
It was like that because of some wrong people who was working some similar products that like as we do, but we are not same people.
No, I mean, it's
so
not
like
wrong
yeah.
people or right people. I just think that like the motivation should be changed. Like the gamers,
Of course.
like core gamers, are not there to earn some money from it. Like on Westworld, I guess you watched Westworld. The Man in Black always returns back in order to understand the logic, understand the maze. But we all have that kind of games. But for example, I'm playing Stalker games, like GSC games, and I'm always playing it again and again. I know it's old game. I'm trying to like pump up the like graphics in order to find something there. I'm returning back. I don't want to make any money from that. But if they offer the ship there to me as NFT, I would buy it.
So like they don't have a business model. In a game, you have a acquisition cost, you have a lifetime value, so you have a profit there. But they don't have, like many Web3 game projects, don't have a actual business model. So they need investors. They need investors to sponsor their like parties, to sponsor their lives. So their motivation is that. But yeah, if we can integrate blockchain technology into real business model that really makes profit without even using blockchain, and you are putting blockchain into the project, into the business model to accelerate. So I think this is the only way to do it.
I still think that it's art more than business.
Sorry?
It's more than, it's like art
Can you
more than business.
give the microphone?
I still think that it's art, not business. Like the reason why I want to get the ownership of that ship, it's not because of like business like motivation. I'm not motivated by business choice.
No, like as a player you are not. But
yeah, okay.
Like, their philosophy is this: since they need investors' money to operate, so they don't make a profit from you. So they need to focus on investors. So like this causes you to be upset. And Eugene can add if you want anything.
Just briefly, that if you sell NFT to players to let them start playing, so you're selling expectations. If you have a free-to-play game, so you're selling the gameplay. And for me and for those game developers who I know, they all are doing free-to-play model, and they go the classic Web 2.5 way. So we evaluate the Web3 technology, NFTs, and blockchain itself as an addition to the classic gameplay. So,
Eren, Yagmur, do you have anything to add? Or
I totally agree with you because even if it's something based on blockchain platforms or cryptocurrencies, etc., of course the investment is the crucial thing while developing a game. But it's still a game, and it still needs gamers to play it, and it has to attract gamers to it. So I agree with you also.
any other questions?
I want just add
Sure.
some my opinion. Just to say, I want to say that we can build a business model like free to play, but we have a pros. We can attract people easily because a player who earn money, who he or she can tell everyone that I just played and I earned money. And so we have like accounts comparing with Web2 games. So that's it. And my next last questions: do you see a way to deliver Web3 games without App Store and without Google Play? Just maybe APK to download and just to win these big companies and to avoid them or not?
why to win big companies? Because they're helping you. I mean that Google, like Apple, during the like this story with Epic Store, or with Epic Games, sorry. They proved that they actually earn the 30% from selling. So it's really hard to attract so many players. And when you get featured on Apple Store, you are exposed to millions of players. So why to like go other way if this is the easy path?
Because they can just ban you if they don't like you. They can ban. They can take 30% from you, and this is why.
They earn.
So they are doing it to any type of products. Even it's a Web2 game, even it's like
Yep.
a non-blockchain app. We have such problems as developers. So like it's a general problem. It's not specifically on Web3.
Don't we need to focus on decentralization?
There are very few people in Web3 space, so you will not earn a lot of money if you will focus just on this, except your expectations. So when we already have our client's game, Mad Backpacks, on Google Play Market and on Apple Store, and we have our game Bearverse and Test Flight in like Apple Store and on Google Play as well. And we've gone through this process of publishing a Web3 game with MetaMask, with Marketplace in game 2 times so far. And they are not banning this game. Every time they like restrict, they describe exact reason why and what we need to exactly do in order to proceed the verification process. So this is not a one-way, how to say it, like in proper way. So it's always a dialogue. So they always tell you what you need to fix in order to proceed.
We are running out of time, so like there are 2 questions at the beginning. Can we take it? Then we can
First,
discuss.
I want to ask you, you mean out of market? For example, Apple App Store. You mean out of the market a game, right? But we are using their product, so they won't let it. For example, you can develop a game on browser-based games. That's all right. But if you want to publish it on market,
Solana develops their own smartphone, so we can try to do it. But yeah,
that's a way.
this is a big problem.
Cool. I didn't know that.
They are so powerful. Yes.
Okay, I wanted to ask you one question. So, in recent years, there was a movie called Space Jam by Warner Bros. That it was like a pinnacle of corporate trying to promote their business and promote their brand through a movie, and it failed horribly, like 4 out of 10 on IMDb and etc. So I think if we consider gaming as a form of art, as we also consider movies and books and everything, I think personally that whenever corporate people are trying to mix their ideas with the art, that it somehow in the long term fails horribly. So we always go back to the beginning and try to create some new and innovative arts. So my question is, do you really believe in Web3 gaming, if we consider gaming as art, or if this Web3 concept will be used in our modern society, in modern world, on solving really more needed problems, like Mirza mentioned about bills, etc., or ownership, or it will be just some time period, like 10, 20 years of corporate making money, milking money, and players going there just to milk money for the sake of nothing, just but money.
Yagmur, would you want to answer this question? Or?
Of course, there will be an adaptation process, as I mentioned, because the gamers are used to use the platforms that they play. As Eugene mentioned, like Steam and Epic Games. Epic Games has lots of attempts to become the first, become the most popular one, most popular gaming platform on PC. But Steam has lots of gamers, and it has also some communities. That's why Web3 gaming has lots of essentials that can be beneficial for gamers. It's great, but I think it will take some time for Web3 to become the most popular kind of gaming, I can say.
I'm not a believer. I'm a CEO, and I built my plans based on the statistics and the numbers. So, and numbers and my personal professional experience from the previous business tells that the story repeats. Back in 2017, I used Bitcoin when it cost like $900 or even less, and I used Ethereum. I paid salaries to people when the price of Ethereum was $82 in December of 2018. And today Ethereum costs like $3,000. It costed before. It's yeah. So the story repeats. It's just the question of scale, and the same happens with technologies and like with others. So we just need to focus on building the better products and blah blah blah. Thanks.
We can get one more question. Then yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hello. Hello, Ali. You said that blockchain company is aiming only for investment money, and I'm representing a blockchain company who is proposing. That's why I'm so really curious, as the topic of the money is not a goal for all companies who is developing the products.
So
why? And second question, and why you said that only who can and know how to produce a games can use the blockchain technology, as companies such kind of ours is proposing the services what we spent like over 8 years on that like qualifications, and we can provide much more after 10 years, even if you will start right now.
So for the first question, I'm not saying all blockchain projects are there for investors' money, but I was saying there were many scammers who was after getting public investors, so in ICO rounds, etc., and pre-sales, they just raised millions of dollars. I was working with those guys in my agency, and I really see it. So what was the aiming? So I'm not saying all of them is like that. I am also a blockchain founder. I'm also working on a blockchain project. I'm a like strong believer. Blockchain is the future of financial sector.
Yeah, but we are talking about the game and the mechanism what blockchain and Web3 is providing. And the sir in front they said like, we are only about art. I'm so sorry. I'm working for art for 20 years, and I definitely know art without money is not possible to exist in the business world. That's why I believe that combination, like maybe we can call like 2.5 or 2.7, 2.8, like as a goal after 3 years. But currently, Web3 is just giving for users, first of all, to get some meaning that everything what they're doing inside of the world, inside of the any game world, can give them real benefits for their lives. And the parents, grandmother, she told me when I was playing Dandy, those games never will pay for your bills. And right now with Web3, it can be happen. And I believe that game industry has to be led by the gamers, and blockchain is just giving you an opportunity, because blockchain is much more wider than just game. Blockchain is much more wider than many things. And when we are talking about the Web3 for games, it's Web3 for games.
I agree with you. Blockchain is a huge technology beyond crypto, beyond gaming, beyond everything. It's a like different approach to store any type of data. So yeah, like I agree with you. I think we are not two people who has two different visions, but I'm in a different industry. You are in a different industry, I would say. Are there any other questions? Actually, we maybe already run out of time, so we can get your last words. Only in the panel, so not in the live.
Thank you for listening to us and sharing your thoughts with us.
Yeah, thanks, guys. To say for the topics, what will be the biggest trend in the Web3 gaming is, I think it will be the trend of creating an economy of trading among players itself. So it should be a play-to-earn game. Nothing bad with play-to-earn as a term, but like players need to pay players, not developers need to pay players for playing their games. It's broken. But if we allow them to trade among each other, it will be a good one. And we can create another revenue stream for developers taking fees from this trading, because they will enjoy it, actually. Yeah.
May I correct the slide thing? I think it's a small difference, but I think it means a lot. Play to earn means like you play just to earn. Play and earn, it means like you play and you have fun, and as a bonus reward, you get earned. So I kind of suggest to use play and earn instead of play to earn to every colleague who are in the same.
Thanks, I consider. Thank you for having us here. Have a good day.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for listening. I don't have anything to add.
Thank you. So thank you for listening and some great comments. I want to say I'm sorry if I broke any of blockchain founders' heart. So
No.
I didn't mean to break hearts. I'm also a blockchain founder. So yeah, thank you for listening and adding some great comments. Thank you.